Welcome to the Library Connection. I'm Tracy Thomas, Assistant Director at the B.B. Comer Library, and we're so grateful for you joining us today. It's just a pleasure each week to get to do a guest that brings us information about our community and the ways that they connect to the library, and we appreciate TV 47 so much too for allowing us this time to spend with you each week. So on behalf of our board, our library staff, we thank you all so much for being with us. Today we have a really exciting guest. We have Kay Jennings, and Kay is the Director of TCR Child Care Corporation. And Kay has been a friend of the library for a long time because the Comer Library has had a partnership with TCRC for many years. Many years. And so I thought this morning we would start off by just having Kay introduce herself and let you know a little bit about who she is and how long she's been with the organization and about your family too, Kay.
Great. Thank you, Tracy. And I'm so honored to be here. And it's good to see you back with the library.
Thank you.
So great to see you. My name is Kay Jennings. I am originally from Coosa County. We moved here into Sylacauga back in December of 2007. I have two children, a husband. Anna, my daughter, is 22. She just turned 22 this month, and she's at University of South Alabama, and she's getting a degree in early childhood development. So I'm excited about that. My son, Ben, is a senior here at the high school in Sylacauga, so just a few more months and we'll have him out of high school. And then my husband works here at Coke Industries, what used to be Purcell, but been in this position with TCR. I started out actually as a assistant teacher working here in Sylacauga at Drew Court Child Development. And that was really neat because we were in the first 8 pre-K programs that were started at the state level, in which those have really expanded. I think they have 200, 300 programs now. But worked there and have kind of worked my way up through the organization and became the executive director back in 2007 when Miss Rita Brantley retired.
And I remember that well. I was actually on the board that helped to hire you for that position. So I thought that was a real good day's work. You've done a really good job, and we've seen the organization change and grow and adapt with the time the last few years, and I think you've done a great job.
Yeah, we've added. We've got a lot of our programs that we had back in 2007, Cheehaw Regional Head Start, Team 1, our Child Care Central, which does the subsidy, helps families apply to get assistance to pay for child care. And then we have the quality component of Child Care Central, which provides training to daycare centers or early childhood family group homes, those kind of programs, training so that they can stay within state compliance. And then we've added some pre-K programs. And we've also added the home visitation program, which expanded us. We're now serving, with that program, we're actually in Tallapoosa and Cherokee County, 2 counties we have never provided direct services in. So
that's a big area of coverage. So I'm sure you have a lot of things that you have to see about. So we appreciate you taking time to come visit with us this morning. And one thing that you said about you started out in the Moving Forward classroom, it just made me remember how exciting that was when those first 8 centers were announced, and it was announced that Sylacauga was going to get one of those centers. I just remember we at the library, we were so excited because we had already been partnering with Drew Court. We would always have our children's library, and usually it was me, and then later it was Elaine Live Oak, and now Mandy Cantrell and Sarah Osborne come out and do those programs, but we would go out to Drew Court, to the Head Start, and to the Child Care. And then when Moving Forward came along, we would do the Moving Forward classroom as well, but we would try to provide weekly story times and bring books and materials out. I know we've had different grants that we've partnered on before. So it's been a really good partnership with your organization, and we really have enjoyed that partnership.
Well, we've enjoyed the library, and we appreciate that you guys still come out and read to the children, and it's just exciting to see a new face, and hopefully introduces the children to the library so that they can get their parents, get involved, because the library is such a valuable resource to this community and something this community should be very proud of.
Well, thank you. we've always known that books and reading were a special part of your program. Your teachers have called us in the past, and asked us to put together a kit or a packet on a certain subject, and we've always been happy to do that. But we know that books are something that are expensive, and we need a lot of them. And so your program had something really, really wonderful happen not too long ago. You got a call.
I did. I over the summer, I was actually out of the office, so I had a voice message. And it was this lovely person from Books for Kids out of New York City. And she tells me that she wants to talk to us about installing a library in one of our programs in Coosa County, and that for me to call her back, that there would be minimal cost to the program, all those just wonderful things every agency wants to hear. And at first, as I was writing the information down, I thought, oh, this is a sales call. Somebody's wanting to sell us a library, which is also fine too, but you know how much books and that kind of things cost. So I checked, went online, did a little research, and at Books for Kids, it is this actual agency. They help people who have the means, who want to reach out, that they give them the money, and then they go out and they set these libraries up. So I called back and I said, this is Kay Jennings. You called from TCR Child Care, and just curious to see what this is about. And she says, oh, yes, we've been contacted. We have a celebrity, a sports figure who wants to put a library. And I said, well, may I ask who it is? And she said, Justin Tuck. So, of course, knowing that he was from Coosa County, I run through the office screaming, so we were just really excited and so glad that I followed up on it.
Oh, I know, Kay. And what an honor to be asked to participate in such a gift like this. You've had such an exciting time the last few months, getting the library in, getting it set up, and we're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we're going to talk more about the celebration that you had.
Hi, I'm Don Huddleston, new face here at South First Bank. While I'm new to the bank, I'm not new to the area. Talladega County has been home for me and my family our entire lives. Here at South First Bank, as a mortgage loan originator and a commercial lender, I have the knowledge and experience to help you finance that new home you're looking to purchase or help you in any of your commercial investment needs. And right now, mortgage rates are at the lowest in years, and I really hate for you to miss out on this opportunity.
South First Bank, member FDIC, an equal housing lender.
At Marble City Pharmacy, we're more than just a drugstore. Our gift shop boasts some of the most unique treasures you'll find anywhere. Come in and browse the vast selection of jewelry, purses, clothing accessories, and crafts. Let our friendly staff help you find that special card or gift for any occasion. Our dollar wall features selected sale items, and we stock a wide variety of specialty items. And if it is a drugstore you need, Marble City Pharmacy was named the 2015 McKesson National Pharmacy of the Year. Visit us today at Marble City Pharmacy.
Camping World, the #1 RV and camping expert, would like to introduce you to a whole new world. Say hello to new thrills. Get to know your crew. Moments become great memories. Take a new look. Enjoy freedom. Discover amazing. Say hello to a whole new world. Visit campingworld.com.
The Allen Companies of Sylacauga, with 3 locations to serve you: Highway 511, Highway 280, and Main Avenue. For all your convenience store needs, ice, drinks, snacks, and of course, some of the lowest priced gasoline at the pumps. It's the Allen Companies of Sylacauga. Highway 511, Highway 280, and Main Avenue. It's the Allen Company convenience stores.
Welcome back to the Library Connection. I'm Tracy Thomas, and today we're talking to Kay Jennings with TCR Child Care Corporation. And Kay, you've just been telling us about this wonderful phone call that you had. Somebody telling you that a celebrity wanted to put a library in one of your centers, and of course you thought it was a prank call. You weren't sure that it was valid, or you thought they were trying to sell you something.
Didn't know what to think.
And tell us about when you found out that it was Justin Tuck, and tell us a little bit about Justin Tuck for people that are watching that may not know his history and his connection to our area.
Yes, it was when they called again. Of course, they said they were looking. We were not told that we had been selected at that point. That they were looking, and that they knew that we had a Head Start. We actually have Goodwater Head Start and Early Head Start that is there in the Goodwater city limits, and so we had to fill out an application, do the application, and then the process actually started from there. So after submitting the application, probably 3 months go by, and we get another phone call, and they were setting up a time that they're actually coming in from New York. We had two people come in and look at the site to see first if it was feasible, if we had the space, because the great thing about this is actually a library, a children's corner type library. They determined that we did have the space, went back, and then we get another call, and Miss Lauren Tuck, Justin's wife, wants to see the center for herself. So Kelly Mumper, who is our Head Start director, and I went to Goodwater to meet with Miss Tuck, and showed her around and really stressed, this is Coosa County. Since Mr. Tuck, or Justin Tuck, graduated from Central High School, that we really wanted to see, him put this in, and kind of guilt tripped her a little bit. But we were really glad. She was really impressed with the space. So she left, and then we received word. So it was really nice. And as I was saying, having Justin come back and put that into the community, he is from Kellyton, which is probably 5 miles from Goodwater. But a lot of times people leave and they don't come back. Mm-hmm. So to have a 2-time Super Bowl champion, yes, graduate of Notre Dame, all those wonderful things, and to be such a compassionate young man, I say young because he's much younger than I am, want to come back and do this for that community was really exciting. So we're just, we were just really amazed at exactly what all it was.
Well, for people that are watching that may not understand, get a visual what we're talking about, they actually put a library in. We've got a few pictures we're going to show you. This, of course, was one day when you were kind enough to get Dr. Spears and myself and take us down and show us around. And if you can see on the walls behind us, now, Kay, I believe you told me that they did everything that you see in that picture right there.
We just provide volunteer hours. We did not have to provide anything. The paint, the shelving, the bean bags, the carpet you see on the rug, the decorations on the wall. We had a couple come from New York. They drove a van from New York and did this install over a weekend. So the volunteer time was actually Kelly Mumper, the Head Start director, myself, and our 2 husbands. Actually, that weekend we spent with this couple, just sort of helping them hold boards or doing whatever they needed us to do.
How wonderful. There's another picture of it that you get a big feel for how many books they put in there. It's just a wonderful resource because we know how expensive books are. And one of the things that Dr. Spears and I were very, very impressed with when we came down was the books that are in that collection are things that books for kids select. They're selected with certain criteria, and they're not paperbacks. They're all very nice hardback books. They're jacketed. They've gone through a complete library processing. None of that you had to provide.
Nothing. They even go as far as we have Miss Cassandra, who is a part-time employee that spends a few hours a week, every week, a couple of days out of every week. She is our librarian, and she actually is there to check books out, to check books in, to work with parents, to work with our teachers, to work with the children, to do our own story time. So she is there at no cost to us as well. Now,
didn't I read that his foundation, Justin Tuck's foundation, pays for your librarian?
Yes.
That is fantastic. And here is a picture, the one on the right that says Tuck's Rush for Literacy. This is the name of his foundation, and of course, he gives the money to Books for Kids, and Books for Kids is the company that handles all of the ordering, processing, getting everything to you, and actually handling the setup. But for people that may not be familiar with what the RUSH means, it stands for Read, Understand, Succeed, and Hope. And I just love that. I think that's such a great motto for those kids to hear repeated over and over. So this is just a fantastic gift, and your center in Goodwater was gifted one of these libraries, and then there was another Head Start in Alex City that was gifted one. So he actually came back to his hometown and he gifted these two beautiful libraries to two centers because he cares so much about children, especially low-income children. That's one of the things that he is really advocating for, that they have access to reading materials.
Yes, and I think, as I alluded to earlier, a lot of times people leave their communities and they don't look back. I don't think that that's the case for Mr. Tuck. He has, the day that he was there, he actually came out, and the day that he was there, you could tell he read to the children, held a lot of children, reached over, picked children up, had pictures made. If he smiled one time, he smiled 1,000 times. You could see that he was genuinely concerned and happy to be there.
Well, we're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we want you to tell us all about the celebration the day that he came to visit.
Hi, it's Shawnee McNeil at South First Bank. This is a great time for you to buy or build a new home, or maybe refinance your present mortgage. Our rates are the lowest they've been in years, and that means saving you money. We've been helping our customers become homeowners in this area for nearly 70 years, and we can make our approvals right here in the office, and that means saving you time. We're located here in downtown Sylacauga. Come in and find South First, a better way to bank.
Member FDIC, an equal housing lender.
At Fort Williams Pharmacy, you won't find motor oil, garden hoses, or mountain climbing gear. Nope, they don't have that. What they do have is a professional, friendly staff that understands your needs. Filling prescriptions is their primary business, and they take it seriously. They also have a drive-through window for your convenience and free local delivery. Most of all, Fort Williams Pharmacy knows your time is valuable, so when it's time to fill your prescriptions, you need it done fast, friendly, and accurately. Fort Williams Pharmacy, our family, caring for your family.
Camping World, the #1 RV and camping expert, would like to introduce you to a whole new world. Say hello to new thrills. Get to know your crew. Moments become great memories. Take a new look. Enjoy freedom. Discover amazing. Say hello to a whole new world. Visit campingworld.com.
Huddle up and huddle in to the newly renovated, family-friendly, smoke-free Huddle House. Stop by and enjoy our new updated look on Highway 280 in Sylacauga. We have the same great food, and as always, you can enjoy any meal anytime, from breakfast to lunch to dinner, or even a midnight snack. Add one of our signature waffles to your meal for that ultimate dining experience. That's right, ladies. Freshly remodeled and smoke-free, any meal anytime. Highway 280 in Sylacauga, it's the Huddle House.
Welcome back to the Library Connection. Today we've been talking with Kay Jennings from TCR Child Care Corporation, and Kay has been telling us about such an exciting opportunity that her Goodwater Center was given, your Goodwater Head Start Center. And we've been talking about Justin Tuck, and Justin Tuck has a Rush for Literacy foundation. And I believe I saw somewhere that he has already given, they started that foundation in 2008, and I believe I saw that he has already given 85,000 books.
Yes.
To different schools, awarded $600,000 worth of grants for literacy projects. Yes. And that's just incredible that he would have the forward thought to think about kids, especially back in his hometown. I know you mentioned his wife Lauren, and what I read about was that he is interested in helping children in the places that have helped them, and that was New Jersey, New York, California, and Alabama. So what a special thing to be included in his generosity.
If I'm not mistaken, we were the first, there was Goodwater Head Start, and then the Head Start Agency in Alexander City received a book Books for Kids library as well. But I believe this was the first time Books for Kids had actually been in the state of Alabama. So
Wow.
that was exciting too.
That is exciting. Well, I know that you had a ribbon cutting ceremony back in November. I know it was close to Thanksgiving.
It was the Wednesday before Thanksgiving, actually.
And so tell us about him coming to that.
We had the center set up. We did the actual ribbon cutting ceremony for both centers was held there at the Goodwater Head Start and Early Head Start. It was an opportunity for the Books for Kids. They got up and presented, talked about what they do and what their philosophy is. We, as both agencies, got the opportunity to thank Mr. Tuck in person, and then Mr. Tuck had the opportunity to speak. And again, you could just tell that he really was passionate about putting this into the hands of parents. I mean, he really talked about the role parents play with their children and how important it is to read, and how blessed he was that he had a family that read to him. And he also is author of a book. He has authored his own book, and he was reading that at the end to the children, and he would read it, and you could tell that he was really reflecting, because it was a true story, was reflecting back on when this actual event happened and what it was. He has a set of twin sisters who convinced him to let them cut his hair. So one of the sisters that was involved in this story happened to be there, and he would get to points in the book, and he would just have to stop because he would get so tickled at thinking back on the memory of them cutting his hair. And at the end of it, he was just really grateful that he could now afford to get his own haircuts and didn't have to depend on his sisters anymore.
How nice.
So it was just, and the children just loved him because he's this huge guy, and they're just, they're crawling all over, and he's allowing it. So it was just a wonderful. My daughter was present. She cried. She said, "I just can't believe this is, happening," and how genuine that both Mr. and Miss Tuck.
Well, you and I talked about her earlier, and her name is Lauren Tuck, and what a special piece of the puzzle that she actually is, because she is an education advocate. So, of course, coming back to the 4 states that helped them along the way, coming back to both of their hometowns, was really important to her.
Now, she's not from Kellyton. I can't remember. I believe they met at Notre Dame.
They did.
And but to have her come and be open and look and see, because the center, the pictures that we were showing earlier, that the work that they did was so much that it would be really neat to have a before and after picture so people could understand the amount of work that they put into getting that area ready.
Well, the day that Dr. Spears and I came to visit, one of the things that we asked was, what happens if a child takes a book and they damage this book, or something happens to it? I was real impressed with the answer that you gave me.
Yes, of course we are teaching our children how to take care of books, but should something happen to the book, we only have to notify Books for Kids, and then they will replace the book. Our main obligation is that we maintain the library, keep it separate, to keep the area as it is, keep the books, make sure we keep the books in order, and then encouraging our families and our children. So that's one of the things that we really are pushing with our families right now, is because we want to continue to have this partnership. And if we show Books for Kids and we show the Rush Foundation that our families are benefiting from this, then we're in hopes that it will just continue to be an evolving process that hopefully we're going to be able to approach them again and say, we've done so well, can we have another one?
Yeah, well, that would be wonderful. And tell me about your teachers. Did they not love having this fantastic resource right there down the hall?
The great thing about our teachers is that, yes, now any book that they need, you alluded to earlier that this is not a small library, and the literature in it is amazing. We have, the great thing about it is all coded, so if we're working on our curriculum and they're talking about transportation, you can go right to the transportation section, and you have books on planes, you have books on buses, trains, big trucks, little trucks, horse-drawn wagons, anything you can think of, they've got it at their fingertips. We did have the children perform and do a thank you for Mr. Tuck, which was a fashion show, which was incredibly entertaining. So they actually made their own outfits and got to go down and high-five Mr. and Miss Tuck and really show out, and we had a great time.
Oh, I bet he loved the celebration.
He did.
One of the things that I was really struck by when I was reading up about him and what his motivation for doing something of this magnitude would be, and it's kind of a long quote, so bear with me, but I think it's important to read. It's Justin Tuck's quote about education. He said, "I just know how important my education has been for me. For a kid coming from a small town with not really many opportunities outside of the fact that God gave me the ability to play football. I know so many kids, friends of mine, that grew up in the same situation and didn't really have an out. Education is always the out. It's the opportunity to do something bigger and better. It's something that's going to stick with you for the rest of your lifetime. I'm done playing football. I'm 33 years old. If I hadn't taken my education seriously, my growth as a person might be over as well. When you have a great education, it opens so many doors for you, and I'm a living example of that. So obviously, I want to give that back to today's youth." And I think that's such a powerful statement.
Yes, it was. And again, I have to stress how genuinely kind and receptive and, he was just it was a really great day, a great opportunity for our families, a great opportunity for the Goodwater community, that center, our program, and we're just, I can't continue to say thank you enough to what they've done.
It's absolutely fantastic. And another thing that we worry about so much at the library is something called summer slide. And I noticed in his literature that he addresses that over and over, that that's a big concern of his, that a lot of children from low-income families especially don't always have resources in their home, literacy resources. And during the summer when kids are out of school, we know that if they don't continue to read and reinforce their reading skills, that their grades and other things can regress. And so they call that the summer slide. And that is something that he addresses over and over, that he hopes that his gift of these books and these literacy resources will address.
And the great thing about this is that we are an early Head Start, so we're open year-round, so the library will be available year-round.
During the summer. Okay, thank you so much for coming on today and sharing with us about it. We loved our visit that day. Just to see it in person is just fantastic. So thank you so much for joining us today for the Library Connection, and we'll have another great show again next week.